I wasn't too long, was I?
No.
Alright, bro.
Nice to meet you.
I thought that maybe we could go sit over there, somewhere quiet. Right, so I'm Trace, bro.
Nice to meet you, Trace.
Finally by name, huh? I've seen you a lot. You've seen me a lot.
I'm
locally.
Jamie.
You're Jamie.
You're
Nice.
Jamie Cannibal.
Jamie Cannibal. Oh, that's an interesting name.
Very interesting name. My mum was a punker in the 80s.
Okay.
She was a bit of a political mover and shaker. She was on the picket lines, you know, when miners' strike was happening. And she would actually deliver like cups of tea and stuff like that. And she was a bit of a strange figure, really. She was known back then as Hannibal the Cannibal.
Okay, why is that?
Mainly because she decided to change her name by default to Hannibal because she loved this doll when she was young called Hannibal, and she wanted to keep that name in her life, and so she changed her name to Hannibal because it was sort of like that, and also because she liked the sort of the idea of the generals going over the Alps with the elephants.
Okay.
Back in years ago. And that was done by Hannibal.
So are you originally from London then?
I'm actually originally from Leeds. Grew up in Hyde Park.
Okay.
On the Harolds, number 25 Harold Mount.
All right.
Literally, this is my home.
Oh man. Yeah, because I've seen you here quite a bit. And we've not actually had a conversation. It's good
I know.
that I can.
I've got to know your friend.
That's actually my partner. But
That's
yeah,
your partner?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
she's a lovely lady, and she's always said hello to me. And to be fair, that's all I really need. I just need a bit of recognition, a bit of love. And I'll be honest, I'm a beggar. I've been begging for about 5 years because I've not been able to afford anything. I've got a few habits which are out of control, and I could use the money better. But in fairness, I just want to enjoy myself. I just want to get on with my life. I don't want hassle from people. And for what I ask for a bit of spare change isn't really that much when you really think about what I'm really getting up to.
I see. How did the habit start?
That's a long one. It basically started in mental health care. I got sectioned when I was 21. And basically, it's not a very nice place to be.
All right.
And unfortunately, there's drugs there and stuff like that you get hands about, like in prison.
Well, like snuck in kind of thing.
Snuck in, yeah. And that's how it started, really. I mean, I wouldn't want to blame those people because it's more up to me to choose to take those things. But I do believe if it wasn't for me being put in that situation, I would have never even found those drugs.
Right. What when you got sectioned? Why was that?
It's because I was hearing voices, actually. Now I'm on medication now and I don't hear voices anymore. But yeah, it was a long time ago. I just went through a really weird patch in my life. And now I'm on medication. I actually sort of live a much more normal life. And the drugs I take, they may be bad, but they actually don't really affect my mental health other than just to make me a bit happier, really, in a small kind of sense.
I spoke to a guy recently. He said that it's like a comfort to him.
It is a comfort, yeah. It's sort of like a blanket. And when you choose to wear that blanket, you're sort of like getting away from the world and your problems, and you're just enjoying the social aspects of your friends and the love of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love in that world. I mean, there's a lot of hate as well, and a lot of jealousy, but there's also a lot of love.
Is it? Would you ideally like to quit the habits?
I have the choice to at any point. I probably could if I wanted to.
You don't
but
feel
at the
like
end
you're
of the
ready?
day, it's sort of like just getting me by. It's helping me on a day-to-day basis. And unless I had a different social circle, and to be honest, I made that social circle when I became homeless. And that I was made homeless by the council for like 9 months. And yeah, unfortunately that got me involved with a few people who can't really get away from once you've made those connections.
I see.
And then, unfortunately, drugs came along and other things came along. And I'm in a life I can't get out of now. Not even if I want to. Maybe because I feel so in love with some of the people who I look after.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nobody else to look out for. This is the few of us, and we do our best to look out for.
You feel like you're holding each other up, so
yeah,
you don't want to...
we are holding each other up at the same time as sort of just getting by and also enjoying ourselves to the best possible chance we can. It's quite a shitty existence, really.
So is your mum, and do you have any other family? You say you're from Leeds.
My dad's never been there for me, and he's not there for me in any kind of way at the moment. Whereas, I don't know, my mum's sort of there for me. She sends me occasional bits of money, but she's so far away, I don't see her anymore. I don't even know where she is. But, I mean, I've got a phone number. I can ring her.
I can see that, you know, I'm happy that we're having this conversation, you know, because like I said a couple of times at the start, you know, we've walked past each other a handful of times. Well, no, more than a handful of times, but I can see within yourself that, you know, you got a good heart.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, honestly, I can.
Do you know what it is? I'm a writer by trade. I write science fiction, fantasy and fan fiction for adults mainly, but also for children. And genuinely, just knowing the English language on that kind of scale really kind of puts you in a position of power.
Yeah.
And you have to sort of like bring yourself out, and you have to put yourself forward in a certain kind of way, otherwise the world won't help you and you won't inspire anyone. So, I mean, in fairness, I've done some things which you'd be surprised at. I've taught English, I've to adults mainly, not even to children, so to adults.
Whoa.
And
so did you have a profession, or was this just something you did on the side?
I did on the side. It was volunteer. I never got paid for it. It was literally just like an idea that came about, and then we tried something with a few of my friends, took over a school for summer, and then did a second chance school for adults who had failed at, you know, college and uni, and just tried to do something new.
Yeah.
And it only lasted a month because we couldn't get funding for it, and unfortunately, what they deemed as legal teaching wasn't what we were doing. We were sort of allowing people to have their habits, we were sort of allowing people to do bad things, and we were also allowing people to be free. But at the end of the day, that's what we wanted to show them. We wanted to show them that they could be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, whether the world wanted to see that at that point or not, I believe we at least tried to do something different.
Mm-hmm. Jamie, how old are you?
I'm 33.
33?
Yeah.
All right, I'm 26.
26, bro. You've got a lot of years ahead of you, bro. Seriously, it gets more interesting as you go along.
Yeah.
Trust me, it never ends up with no surprises. There's always a good surprise around the corner.
I feel like I'm only just finding my feet now, but...
I know, I remember about your age.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, when as soon as I got to 25, I was like, what the fuck? I've just found my life.
Yeah.
It's weird, actually.
All right, well, you know, you've done a lot in your life already.
I have, yeah. That's why me doing what I'm doing now, just begging, isn't that impressive when you really think about it. But at the same time, I have to talk to people on a daily basis. I have to find out my local community. And I have to really put myself forward in a way that is good enough to get money off them, which isn't very easy, believe me. But, I mean, I'm not saying it's a perfect life. I'm just saying it's getting me by right now.
It sounds like there's a big underlying reason.
There's probably is reasons behind it, but
it's not something we have to go in today, but just through...
I would like another chance to do another one of these interviews, just later on, to see where I am in like 3 or 4 months' time, maybe even 5 or 6 months' time. Just see what has changed and whether...
No, it's definitely...
I'm still in the same boat. what's happening in my life. I can understand why you do these sort of things, interviews with people. And to be fair, I'm actually inspired by you doing
Me?
it.
Oh,
I am
nice.
actually. So at least you're doing something. You're actually trying to create something real. And I mean, wherever that takes you, bro.
I appreciate that. And you know, it's because of these decent conversations that I'm having with you now, is why, like, people like yourself, I don't pass judgment, you know? I don't pass judgment. I don't look and say, oh, this guy is homeless, or this guy might have this habit. I don't do that, bro, because, you know, we've seen each other, but we ain't actually spoke to each other, but we've had a good quality conversation.
We've seen each other in the community as sort of like passers by for years. Actually, for years.
Yeah, a good few years now.
I wish you all
Jamie,
the best, bro.
you're a sound guy, man.
Safe.
Safe, man. Thanks for the conversation, man.
No problem.
All right.